I'm just setting my computer up. I shall not be a second. Make sure I've got it muted. Videos. Here we go. Here we go, here we go. We're not very straight by the look of it. Let's do that. Oh, how do I get my comments? I'll be with you in a second. I'm having fun with my computer. For some reason, aha, that's it. I think we're sorted. I think we're sorted. Push. Oh, right. Hi Maxine. Hi Izzy. Right. I am sorted, sort of. I've added an extra bit to it tonight. Oh, the things you do. Hi Louise. Hi Shaz. Hi Chris. Right. Better get started. Hello, good evening and welcome. Lorna Carter from Lorna Carter's Creations, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based here in the UK. Well, we've got fun tonight. We're going autumnal. Who would think I absolutely adored the squirrel set? But it's autumn, so we can have a play, have some autumnal colours. And I've really enjoyed making this. And I have a treat as well, as in, we've made a proper stepper card. Let me move that little set of squirrels out of the way. Hi Helen. So this is the card we're going to be making, but I want to show you. Hi Jacob. Thanks for watching. So this is the card we're creating. Now, this is what they call a side stepper card. It's made out of one piece of card, and the way we've cut it makes us this wonderful stepper card. But for those who don't feel confident in making one of these, I'm going to show you how to make a faux stepper card. So I'll go through both with you. I've got templates and everything to show you. So let's get cracked on, because otherwise we're not going to get done. Okay, we're only going to make one card, but I'll show you both the templates. So if I pop that up there. Right, let me get my templates. Okay. Right. So, this is, I hope you can see it okay. In fact, let it go on there. You might see it a bit better if I pop it on there. Okay, so this is the normal stepper card, not the faux one, the normal one. It's made out of half a piece of A4. So this is 14.8 centimetres by 21 centimetres. Okay, this is a template I've made. So anything that is red we're cutting, anything that's blue we're scoring, and the pink ones are just the measurements down the side. So we're going to make this first. So we'll do that now, and I'm making the base card out of Crumb Cake. I do like Crumb Cake. In fact, I think it's one of my favourites. So, right. So what we need to do, we're going to cut this in half. So 14.8, 15, however you want to do it. I always do it 14.8. We're going to cut that in half. So this is what you just get with a normal standard card. So we just score that at 10.5, and it would make your normal card. Okay, we're not doing that tonight. We're going to be a bit different. Right, here goes. I'm going to use my pencil and a ruler so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So I'm wondering if I can get both of these in. Just bear with me. Bear with. Okay, we're not far off at that. Right. Okay, so what we need to do first of all is we're going to mark down one side. I'm going to move that card out of the way. So we're going to mark down one side. I suppose I ought to do it like that. So I'm just going to mark at 3 centimetres, at 6 centimetres, and at 13.5 centimetres. And this is on the 21 centimetre. So I've just, you can just see 3, 6, 13.5. Okay. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to turn it portrait wise, and we're just going to make, you can make this any size as such, but I'm going to make my side stepper card half of the front of my card. Okay, so I want to mark half way across, which is 7.4. If you did it at 15, you'd just do it at 7.5. Okay, so we're just going to mark 7.4 on the portrait, top and bottom. 7.4. Okay. I'm just going to draw a faint line. We're going to rub this out, but I'm just going to draw a faint line top to bottom so I can just, I don't know if you'll be able to see that on there. You can just see it. Okay, that's going to help us out when it comes to cutting. Okay, so once again, down this central line that we've just drawn, we're going to put our ruler down once again, and we're going to mark exactly the same as we did this side, 3, 6, 13.5. So we're going 3, 6, 13.5. Okay. So what we're going to do, if I make a bit bigger, bit stronger line. So from the 3 centimetre piece in the centre up to the 13.5 centimetre piece, we're going to use our trimmer and we're going to cut that. And it's just that 3 centimetres to 13.5 centimetres. So it's only 10.5 long. Where we marked it at 3, 6, 13.5, we are going to score. Okay. And we also will put a score line, but we can do that anyway on this side, so it actually folds like a normal card. Right, so back in with trimmer. Hope you can see it okay. So we're going to mark the centre. This is why I marked the card. So we've got, if I can just lift that up, we've got the little mark in the groove, okay, and obviously it matches at the bottom, and I've made that cut line dark. Okay, so we're going to go down. I'm going to drop the blade halfway down the line so we know that we're going to get it right. Okay, so from there we're going to move the blade up and we're going to go to our marker. Okay, so it's level with the 13.5 marker. Then we're going to come down. You can follow your line in the groove, or we can come to this 3 centimetre line. I'm just going to go a tad little more. That's it. Okay, so I'm just going to pull that out. Not quite on the line, but there you can see we've got the hole. Okay, what we're going to do next, we're going to get rid of that cutting line. I did this when I was playing about and I cut instead of scored. Okay, right, so we're going to put this in at 3 centimetres on the landscape side. I'm just going to make sure, just bear with me, my thing isn't scrolling. That's it. Okay, so we've got the 3 centimetre line. We are only scoring from the top to the cut line. Okay, so we're going to go in with the scoring blade and we're going to go down, and because we've made that line, we can see the line. That's where we need to stop. Okay, so that's 1 score line. We're then going to go to the 6 centimetre line, and we're just going to do exactly the same to the middle and score, and then the same at the 13.5 centimetre line, and that is to that score line. Okay, do we think we're all right so far? Okay, right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to spin my card totally round. So the score lines are now at the bottom. We need to create a score line at this top part now. So we need to go to 10.5 centimetres. Okay, and we need to score down to that cut line. So just down to the cut line. And this is what we have. I'm just going to rub out. I did have somewhere. I'm just going to rub my lines out now, my little marks. So we don't, we're going to cover them anyway, but I'm just going to rub those out. Okay. So now we're left, I don't know if we can see, so we've got 3, 6, 13.5 centimetre score lines, and then we've got the 10.5 on this side. Okie dokie. Mind blown already. Wait till you see the next one, Shaz. Honestly. The second one is so easy. but I thought I'd just show you the mechanics of this one before I do the easy one. Okay, so what we're going to do is we need to just let me what have I done with my card. See ya. It's right by my side. So if I open this out now, I've done it the opposite. No, have I done it the opposite way? I've done it the opposite way. It don't matter. I'm not bothered. We can do it like that. That's it. That's the same way. Right. So what we're going to do, so we've got to create these folds. Okay, so we're going to burnish our score lines. Okay. So you can see this one is a mountain fold. This is the one at 10.5. Okay, so that would be the normal size of a card. Okay. So this one 10.5 needs to be a mountain fold. So I'm just going to go over it with my fingers for now. Okay. So this is what we've got. This first score line, this one, needs to be a mountain fold. That's 3 centimetre one. The 6 centimetre one needs to be a valley fold, and then the top one needs to be a mountain fold. So we're going mountain fold. Just do it with your fingers. So that's mountain fold. That is valley fold. That's what we've got. And then that one is a mountain fold. Now we've got that all down, we're just gonna put our bone folder over it. And that's your mechanism. Once you get your head around it, it does work, I promise you. But if that's mind-blowing, that's the more difficult out of the two. Let me show you the Faux stepper card. Okay. So we start out with the same size piece of paper, or card should we say, 14.8 by 21 centimetres. Okay, we're going to score this slightly different to this one. So let me bring, I'm sorry, my lights are reflecting. Right, so we need to score at 3 centimetres, 6 centimetres and 13.5 centimetres. Okay, that is what we're going to do on this piece of card. You'll see that it's totally different, but it's so effective. So landscape mode, 3 centimetres. We're scoring all the way across. 3 centimetres, 6 centimetres and 13.5 centimetres. Okay, let's just put that to one side and let's burnish this. Okay, so we're going to go the narrowest part is at the right hand side. We're folding it into a mountain fold. Then we're going to fold it back on itself for the valley fold. So that is what we have, and then we're just going to fold that piece back so it looks similar, this is what we've got. Okay. Yes, I'll send you measurements and template. No worries. I can sort those out. So this is the start. Okay. Uses more card, the faux one, but it's easier. Right. So I'm going to have to get another piece of... So we've just used half an A4. Okay. Oh, Chris, you make me laugh. Yes, yeah, it'll adapt to anything. Definitely, definitely. Yes, definitely. You can use any animal, you can use anything. You can put flowers on it. It doesn't matter. So yeah, you can adapt it to anything, Chris. You see enough in your garden. I love that. Right, so the base takes half an A4, so you'd be left with, if I just do this is the faux one, obviously. Right, so we're left with half an A4. Okay, so what we're going to do now, this in portrait mode, we're going to cut this in half. So it wants to be, I'm cutting it to 7.4. It just depends on how wide you want this panel. If you want it wider, you can do it wider, doesn't matter. Right, so 7.4. Okay, so we've got this piece. I'm now going to spin it round, and we're going to score it at 10.5. Have I done that? Yeah, I have done it right. I was just doubting myself. So we're going to score this now at 10.5. Okay, put that away. So we're going to fold this like so. Okay, so what we're now going to do, and I'll show you in a second, we're going to stick on that front piece, which is 3 centimeters. We're going to stick that to that, and then we're going to stick that to the back, and this is what you get. A faux. Let me do the one. I made a template. Let me show you. Let me show you. So you can have it wherever, as I showed you. If I do it, you might see it better if I do it 2 different colours. Okay, so that's what you've got. And when you have it open, it just looks exactly the same. So you stick this on the back, you stick this bit on the front, and you can do... Oops. Let me get it open. It opens just more or less the same. Okay. If you want it in the centre, we can put it in the centre. So you can have a centre step card. Okay. So the faux one is easier, a lot easier, but it uses more card. The one that's out of half of A4 is the more difficult one, with your measuring and your scoring. So if you wanted to do a centre one, you'd have to adjust your measurements. So for that respect, you might be better off doing a faux one and just using it like that. I hope that makes sense. I really do. Try to explain as best I can. Oh dear. Right, so I've got the template for both, so I will sort them both out and make them available. I haven't, Louise, but if you give us a bit of time, I can sort one for you. Not a problem. Right, so we're going to decorate it now. Okay, we're going to decorate with the squirrels. Okay, so you can also see I've used the Aspen dies. So these are the leaves, the big leaf, the little leaf, the foliage, the trees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with, it's already done, I haven't got my piece of, just bear with me, I've forgotten to get my piece of basic white out. What am I like? That's if you can find it. I'm wrecking the joint. I've got stuff everywhere. Oh, it's here. Have I found it? So, we need a piece of basic white. All I'm going to do is cut an A4 sheet into 4. Ooh. So we're going to cut this at 14.8 and 10.5. Okay, that's that piece. We also need a piece of crumb cake. And also half A4. Quarter of an A4, sorry, so exactly the same. This is what we've got. Right, we're doing a little bit of blending. Oops, sorry, making everybody drunk or seasick, whatever. Stay. Right, so we need Balmy Blue, I've got Pear Pizzazz, and I'm using, if you've watched me before, my favourite basic border dies. Going to use my template, which I cut the clouds out of, and you can see it gets used a lot for the sky, making clouds, and that is basic border dies. Right, let me get a scrappy. So I know it's a bit smaller, I know it's a lot smaller, just wondered if I could, I'm going to do it that way. We can sort, yes. My reason is I can get 2 frontages out of this, hopefully. We're going to die cut it with a stitched rectangle. So we've got Balmy Blue. I'm just going to go in, we're going to make the sky. Just like so. We're just going to, got bits everywhere. Just going to go in, just very light, keep turning it over, just so we've got the background, we've got the sky for the background. That's it, keep going, I just keep turning it over. Right, so like that. Okay, then all I'm going to do is go in with Pear Pizzazz. And I'm just going to go in, put a bit of green at the bottom. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Just so we've got some green. Okay. This is what we've got. Right. We're going to need that again in a minute. Right. Okie dokie. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into our, got them out somewhere, stitch rectangle dies or rectangle stitch dies, however they are. We're going for the third one down out of the big set. Okay, this is the one we're going to be using. Now you can see, if I show you on here, this stitched rectangle is taller, so we're going to use it to actually shorten that piece. Okay, I'll show you how to do it. So we've got that stitched rectangle. We've also got the crumb cake, which we're going to use the Aspen tree dies with the tree pieces. Okay, I'm just going to pop that through the die cutting machine, and we're going to put one on top of the other. So let me get my die cutting machine out. Okay, so I'll pop the Aspen tree ones. If I do it like that, I can just about see. Okay, so we're just going to cut that out the crumb cake. Just get rid of all the bits. Okay, so that's that bit. Put that back up there. Right, I think actually we'll stick that on first and then we'll make up the rectangle. Just poke my bits out. There we go, get rid of my bits. Oh, Aspen tree dies is here. I absolutely adore them. I really, really do. Right, I'm just going to go in with crumb cake ink. I didn't do this on my original card, but I think it just gives it a little bit more depth. So we're just going to go in on the right hand side of each. Just let me get me. That's it. So we're just going to put a bit of colour. As we go down. I'm just covering so it doesn't go down this side of the tree trunk. Just give it a bit of, that's it. Okay, so just the same, just go down the edge. I'm just going to put a bit of colour on there. So we're just going to go in at the edge, just so we've got that little bit of contrast. Doesn't give a lot. Okay, and again. I've just got to be very careful that you don't rip your card. going in. I get a bit rough, I'm afraid. So as you can see, it just gives us a bit of shading, just a little bit of definition. Just going to go down that edge if I can. Okay, right, that's done with that one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stick this over the top. Place it where you want, doesn't matter. So I'm just going to get some glue. We're just going to, oh, I should have got a new glue out. I'm just going to go down what bits hit the card, what bits don't, simple as. It'll stick where it sticks. Okay, so I'm just going to go in like so. I'm just going to stick that down. So just before we die cut it, I'm just going to leave it just to dry just for a few minutes. Okay, so if I explain what I did for the foliage while that's just drying, here's some I prepared earlier. So out of the Aspen tree dies, the only ones I haven't used is the bird and the branch. Everything else I've used. So we've already used the trees. So we've got the small leaf, the larger leaf and the foliage. Okay, so that is what I've been die cutting. So all I've done, I'm just going to show you just on one little piece. Obviously I did it on a, if you can see, I did it on a bigger piece. So we went in, the colours I've used are Pumpkin Pie, Cajun Craze, Cherry Cobbler and Pear Pizzazz. And all I have done is just gone in. So we're just going in anyway. I'm just going to have to turn that over because it's sticky. So we're just going to go in wherever, doesn't matter. I'm not bothered how I'm doing it. It's just random. Okay, so this is just quick and easy, just to give you, just to show you. So I obviously did it on a bigger sheet like so. We're going in with orange, which is the pumpkin pie, and we're just gonna yet again just go in. Doesn't matter if we go over any of the colours, doesn't matter, it's all random. Cajun Craze, the next one. And we're just going to go in. Like so. And then Cherry Cobbler. We've got ink everywhere, look. Cherry Cobbler. Just going to go in. Just gives us that little bit. There we are. Okay. I'm just cleaning that off as best I can. I'm just going to pop those back in. So that is how I did all my random colours for my leaves. and my foliage. Okay, so I'll just cut a couple of leaves out just to show you. I'll do it on my mini. So we'll do the little one, which is this one. It does just go on because I've just been using my scraps up basically. So when you use your mini, don't forget to stagger your plates, she says. Stagger your plates like so. That's it. So then we've got, and it creates a lovely, it embosses the veins, and it just, I think it looks really, really lovely. I love autumn. I love autumnal colours. So I'll just cut another one. So this is what I did with everything. And they're all different. They all come out different. And if you think you want a bit more colour on there, if you want it a bit darker, just go over it with your blending brush. Doesn't matter. However you want it to look. Okay. Right. So that's how I did. And I prepared all my leaves. Okay, that can go away. Put my die back up there. So I'm going to bring all these in that I die cut. Put them over there out the way. Sorry, I've got a squeaky chair. Right, so I'm just going to start decorating the card just while this piece is drying. So I'm just making sure my burnish all my folds. Okay. Right. So what I'm going to do is the two big leaves, I'm using them for the background at the right hand side, so for that squirrel. So I've got the two leaves and I've got these die cut and just put those at the bottom and had him sitting on there. Okay, so if I open it out like so, if I do it like that, you can see how I've decorated that one. Right, so just going to go in. So I should have got a new glue out. So just going to go in and we're going to stick our leaves down. If you stagger the plates, Louise, it will it goes through the machine easier. Sometimes find it's a bit difficult, so if you stagger them, they go through absolutely fine. The big one isn't so bad, but the mini, I find you better off staggering your plates. So I'm just putting the leaf into the corner, like so. And then 2, 3. Oh, I might actually have to cut a couple of these. I don't know yet. Let's just 1. Oh, we might get away with it actually. We might get away with just putting 2 on. Right, so I'm just going to do the same, just random. Just stick these down. Oops. Get glue everywhere. Just gonna stick those down. So we're just sticking, stick down, just sticking to me. I'm just sticking it down to that score line. Because that score line obviously is going into a valley fold. Okay, so we're just popping. Oh, I've got glue. I'm a mucky pup tonight. I'm sorry. I try and keep clean usually. So just putting a few dots of glue on there. Just hold that down a sec. Yeah, that's true as well, Izzy. With your mini machine, die cutting machine, ensure that your die is right in the middle of the plate. So don't put it right to the end. Put it in the middle, so you can stagger. All I do is put the base one front, the second one back a little bit, your die obviously, and your card, and then put this one level with the front, and it goes through so much easier. And if you're doing, I know with this one, oh, it would just fit. If you're doing something like that, you see, I wouldn't put that through. I'd put that through the big machine, and I would stagger it so the point goes through first. But if you had a smaller one that would go in, just angle it so the point goes in first, and not it's a blunt end, if you see what I mean, and it struggles sometimes. So you're better off doing it with the point. Oh, my hands are terrible, all sticky and gooey. Yeah. Right, so I've already done one squirrel. I haven't cut I've got to fussy cut it. I should have done it earlier, but I just did not get a chance. Oops, I just got to stamp and do the other one. But this is Nuts About Squirrels. I'm a huge fan of this set. Huge fan. And it's a two stages. You can do the outline and then use the next stamp to colour in like I've done, or you can colour in with blends or watercolouring. But I just think it's so cute. There we go. So when you're fussy cutting, just make sure you move the card. It's easier. You move the card rather than the scissors, the blade. So we're going round like so. I love fussy cutting. I know a lot of people don't, but I just love it. I find it really therapeutic. Okay, so that's one of my squirrels. Got my other one here. I'm just going to quickly stamp it just to show. So Memento ink. This is for the outline. I knew I'd got it somewhere. Because it's photopolymer, my Stampin' Pierce mat. Just going to go in and do his outline. Whoops. And then this is the colouring stamp. So I'm just clearing some of our rubbish off my desk. I'm going in with Cajun Craze. Sometimes I use Cajun Craze, sometimes I use pumpkin pie for the squirrel. But you can use anything, whatever colour. You can do in pink if you really want. Okay, so you just got to line this up. Because it's photopolymer, I'm just trying to... You'll not get my head in the camera, but I might knock the camera because I'm quite close to it. So we're just lining up as best we can. And going in. That's what we've got. So cute. I love him. I think he's ace. He, she, whatever it may be. So that's Cajun Craze. And then I'm just going to go in and do the acorn. You get these two little, you get the top bit. I'm just going to have to, I'm just going to have to just wipe that because it doesn't want to stay on my block. Making funny noises. Just dry that off and put that back on. That's better. Right, so I'm going in with soft suede. So full strength for the top piece. That's done the same. Sorry. I need a good old clean, I'm afraid. Just let me. The blocks don't help either. I need to give them all a good clean. So that should now stick on there. Absolutely fine. So full strength. It's a matter of lining up again as best you can. Not quite lined up, but hey ho. And then I'm going in with the bottom of, I don't know if you'll be able to see, the bottom, the little pimple thing that goes at the bottom. But you can see this little mark here, which is a cutout of his paw, his hand, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so we've got to try and line that up on the squirrel. But I'm going to do second generation, so this is a little bit lighter. Just let me bring my scrap in. So there you see, you can see the cutout. Oh, is it going to focus? There we go. You can see the cutout for his paw. So I always go for making sure the point matches. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay. So that is squirrel. Squirrel! I'm not crazy really. So I'm just going to quickly cut that one out. Right, so just quickly give him a trim. So next week, I know what I'm gonna do next week. I haven't got one made, but I've got it all planned in my head and inspired by a lady, which I will tell you all about it next week. So you'll see a picture of it. It's not something I do very often, but we're doing a little journal. You can either put photos in it, whatever. It's quite simple, and it's made with what they call lunch bags, the brown lunch bags. So I was watching a lady I don't know if it was yesterday, and it was so effective yet fairly simple. So that's what we're going to have a go at next week. So that's something to look forward to. I can't wait to have a go at making one. There we go, that's done. Right, I'm missing out on comments, just bear with me. Oh, where's my mouse gone? Yes, isopropyl alcohol. I usually do mine warm water and a bit of soap. But yeah, to clean them. Okay, we're there, getting there slowly but surely. So we've done our squirrels, we've got our leaves and everything cut. We need to now complete this. Okay, so let me move all the things out of the way. Okay, where's my... So as I said, we're using the third die down from the biggest, and we're gonna place that wherever you want it. So I'm gonna go from the bottom, because we don't want it as long as this, you see. We're going to shorten it, and I'll show you how to shorten it. So if I bring my big machine back in, I think I've got my lights a bit lower than I normally do. Okay, so we're going to place this. Just let me cut that piece off. I thought I was going to get two out of here, but I forgot that I'm not. So I might be able to use it on another card. Nice little piece. Make a tag out of it. Okay, so I'm going to put that on the diagonal. And I am going to go with... getting it level at the bottom with the layer underneath. So I'm going to go like that. I'm going to get the plate. I've got stuff everywhere in here. I'm going to pop that on top. And we're going to put it through the die cutting machine. Stuck my... That's it. So we've got that so far. Okay. We now need, if I show you, so if I measure this piece, which is 10.5 centimeters tall, okay, I'm looking at it, yeah, we just need to take a smidge off the top, and what you'll do is you pop it over. See, I've got it shorter, here because we're cutting this top piece off. You can feel, because it's got the stitching, you can actually feel where it needs to be. Okay, so I'm happy with it there. If I can take my fingers off, pop that back on. I'm just gonna squeeze it down, and this makes it shorter, but you'll not notice. I'll show you. So if we take that piece off, you have then got the border all the way around that piece. They just want to come, that's it. Okay. I've just pressed it a bit hard. It's got a bit of glue on there because I had glue on it. Never mind. Right. Let's move that out the way. Let's bring in both our cards. Okay. So this is going to go like so. Okay, so I'm just going to glue that on. Just glue that panel on, if I can pick it up. It is a little bit sticky. I might get my glue rubber out. There we go. Okie dokie. This is what we've got. I think I'm actually going to trim. It's just sticking over. That's it. That's better. Okay. So, we want our squirrels. I don't like the bright white. I maybe should have done it in very vanilla, but never mind. I'm just going to darken the squirrel. It's just with crumb cake, what I've got left on my brush. Okay, so I'm going to get dimensionals. Oh, it is good fun, Shaz. You've got to give it a try. It's only card and paper after all, so if you make a mess, do what I do, make a template, see how you get on with that, and then make yourself. Because I'm gutted if I use my cardstock and I mess up, so that's why I've got a load of old cheapy cardstock that I've had for donkey's onks. Right, so I'm just going to pop my squirrel about 1.5 centimetres up on that panel. I'm just going to stamp him on the other side, look. See, I don't always get things right first time. I'm a good learner because I always make a mess. But as I say, I always make a template, so I don't ruin my cardstock. So I'm just going to go in somewhere like that. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. Once it's stood up, so all I'm going to do now is get a selection of leaves like we prepared earlier. Oh, I know what I haven't done, though. I haven't put my foliage on. Just let me see if I can. Yes, I can pull his tail up and put foliage on. That's what I wanted to do. Tell you, I knew I'd done it for a reason. I get too carried away. So I'm just putting little dots. This is where I get all gummed up with glue. Faux tweezers. Just fold that down. It's got a bit of green. Yeah, spot on. Bit of glue again. You see, you could get the adhesive sheets and you could put your adhesive sheet on before you die cut it and make it a sticker. That maybe would be easier. But I just don't think. I just get carried away. There we go. Right, let's pop these leaves on. I'm going to get different coloured ones. I'm gonna do that. It's stuck to me. Oh, sticky fingers. Don't like sticky fingers. Right, so I'm gonna put the last one on with a dimensional. So we're just gonna, I don't know, might do it that way. And then oops. Oh, I tell you, I've got glue everywhere. Do it that way. And then dimensional. God, I'll be glad to get my hands washed. And we'll go like that. So you can make it a birthday card. You could put a greeting across here, greeting across here. I've just left it. I didn't want to pop a greeting on. So here they are. And as I say, if you want to make the simple version, would you like me to show you how to stick it before I go? Because I will do, definitely. Let me stick this crumb cake one together to show you. But that is the one that's made out of half an A4 with some extra bits of die cutting. So this one, you just decorate it exactly the same. But what we're going to do, we've got that, looks like a mini card that's going over. Okay, so we'd fold all this lot together. You've got to remember that you only need to put glue, tape, whatever on this front 3 centimeters. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop it on here. This is what I found easier earlier on. So let's just pop this together. So if you wanted to make sure, where's my scissors gone? You could actually, because you don't see this bit, just do it short of 3 centimeters, just short. Put a line. So this piece, you could glue it, but don't go over that line, or do what I'm doing. Just gonna pop three pieces of tape. So that bit will go on to that bit. Okay, right, so that'll come up and this will come down like so. So you've got to think about the back, same as the front as such. So we've got 7.5 centimetres where we can put tape. So let's mark 7.5 centimetres, just short really. And we're going to do the same. We're going to put tape, 4 pieces of tape. See, we can put this together and decorate it after. I will use it to decorate. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is, let's take the tape backing off. Can't believe the state of my fingers. Inky is an inky thing. Okay, so all we're going to do, if we're doing this side, you can put it any side, middle, whatever, but we'll do a side one again. Okay, so we're going to pop the bottom level. In fact, let me show you a tippy tip. At the edge of your trimmer, you've got a ledge. And we're doing the back bit. Hold on, that way. So I'm just going to shove that through my trimmer, right up to the corner. Okay, so it's butted right up against it. We're going to get this piece and we're going to butt that exactly the same up against it, stick it down. Okay, and then we're going to take the tape off this piece. I just thought about that tip. Oh, I'm useless at getting tape off. That's why I'm a glue girl. Okay, so I'm just going to lay that flat, fold that down, fold that over. I'm just going to trim off, it's just not quite level. There we go. That's your faux one. And it just looks exactly the same. But so much easier. Okay. Hopefully that explained it for you. I just thought about that tip just as I was doing it, finishing it off. Right. Oh, I keep saying in the next few weeks I want to I'll be turning the camera around, but I just haven't had a chance to sort behind me. Once I've sorted behind me and I'm not in my gym jams. Oh dear, you come in from work. When it gets dark nights, I put my gym jams on, have a bath, put my gym jams on, and I'm all ready for the evening. So, that is our faux stepper card and our normal stepper card. I will have a go I'll do measurements to do the proper stepper card, as I would call it, as a central one. In fact, I'll maybe do one next week. I'm definitely going to do my little journal, so the week after I might do a Christmas card in central stepper. I think that might be easier. and then it just gives me a little bit of time to just work it out. So yeah, but using the faux one, you can make it you can just put it in the center, you can put it to the right hand side, whatever you want to do. But yes, I've enjoyed that tonight, just something different, and it's going to be even different next week. So excellent, I hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll be back next Monday for Monday Makes With Me, where we will be, as I say, making a journal out of 5 paper bags. So it'll be different, just something a bit unusual, should we say. So right, I'll say goodbye. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's lovely to be able to craft with you, and we will see you next Monday. Okay, if you're watching on catch up, I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. If you're watching on YouTube, give us a thumbs up if you enjoy the video, and subscribe to my channel. I do appreciate it all. Okie dokie. Right, we'll say good evening. We'll leave you all to it. And oh, thank you Izzy, thanks Louise. I say I'll get templates sorted. The centre one I will do in a fortnight, so I'll create it and I can send it you, not a problem. Okie dokie. Thank you once again. I'm going to put him there. There we go. All good fun. Right, I'm off. I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Good evening.